Think about how many kinds of friends we have. When we're at school, we make school friends. When we're at work, we make work friends. And there's always the sports friends, Facebook friends, Instagram friends, and yes, I know they're called followers. The friends you go to the mall with and just chill. As you can see, there's a lot. All of these kinds of friends can be classified into two groups, real and fake friends. One group of real friends that I'm sure most of you know is Rachel, Phoebe, Monica, Chandler, Joey, and Ross from Friends, which is at the moment my favorite TV show. I started to think about what I like in the show, and apart from the fact that I generally like sitcoms, I found one big thing. It shows me something that I think is very rare. A group of friends so close that they can walk into each other's apartments whenever they want to and are always there for each other when things go wrong. Oh God, hold on. Sorry. And I was thinking about how this is something that is really rare in the actual world. So I thought about how friendships develop with age. I noticed that most of my adult people that I know have very few friends from their childhood, one or two or even none usually. And I started to think about why. And I realized that people just grow apart, but also people just grow apart, but usually if two people can not talk for months or even years and come back as if nothing had ever happened, they're usually real friends. According to a study done by MIT, 94% of people think that their friendships are mutual, which means that they think the other person also considers them a friend. But they found that only 53% of these friendships were actually mutual, which means that only 53% actually said, yes, I'm also their friend. This means that nearly half of your friends can be considered fake friends, which I found really surprising. As motivational speaker Jim Rohn once said, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you surround yourself with fake friends, you'll end up being a fake friend yourself. And that's not something you want, or at least I hope it isn't. This shows why I found Friends so appealing. In the show, all 6 friends are all true friends and they all care about each other and support each other. I have, like most of you, had my fair share of fake friendships, especially when I was younger. My clearest example is when I was in elementary school and the group of people I considered to be my friends had a huge get-together and decided not to invite me. And when I asked them about it, they pretended not to know what I was talking about. Only one of these people later came up to me and apologized for lying to me, which I consider to be a sign of true friendship. The idea of real friendship has also changed over time, even in the last 30 years. According to a study by the Survey Center on American Life, in 1990, 32% of American adults had 1 to 4 close friends, whereas that number in 2021 was 48%. But in 1990, only 33% had 10 or more, while that number fell to only 13%. That's a lot of numbers, but what they're saying is that nowadays people value quality over quantity, which means that they would prefer to have a few real friends than a lot of fake ones. In this day and age, you might think we actually have a lot more friends, especially due to social media, and while that is true, usually those friends tend to be more fake friends. So in reality, we actually have fewer real friends. It's not only important to be able to identify real and fake friends, it's also important to be a real friend yourself. So what can you do? It may seem obvious, but the following is honestly good advice on what you can do, and is quite simple. Number 1 is to give your friends your time. A lot of people don't seem to realize that if you want to develop a friendship, you have to invest some of your time into it, whether that's a bigger commitment, such as going out, or just a simple phone call. If you invest time in your friendships, both you and your friend will be happier, so I hope that you realize you should. Number 2 is to maintain your friends' trust. If you do something to betray your friend's trust, the best course of action is to tell them so that you can maintain it, because often it's not worth it to lose a friendship over a small issue. Number 3 is to learn from your differences. This is one that I struggle with a lot personally because my 2 closest friends are, I think, very different from me, and we don't have many common interests. So it is quite sad for me as a car geek when I see a cool car on the street and don't really have anybody to talk to about it because I don't have anybody with that interest. But what I've learned is that I actually know a lot more about more things because I don't have anybody with that common interest, and I can learn about my friends' interests. And number 4 is to be there for your friends when they need you. This is one that I think a lot of people don't actually realize they're doing wrong, but a lot of people don't really seem to care what happens to their friends or what's going on in their lives. And if they're going through something tough, they probably wouldn't really say much. So it's important to be there for your friends when they need you because they need to be able to rely on you. All of this goes back to friends. I told you there was a connection. All 6 members of the group exhibit all of these qualities. They give each other their time, they maintain their trust, they learn from their differences, and most importantly, they support each other through thick and thin. While this is, of course, a TV show, so it is a highly idealized idea, we can all have our own more realistic version of this. To quote Phoebe, boyfriends and girlfriends will come and go, but this is for life. Ultimately, what matters the most is to maintain your authentic friendships and to try to be a real friend to the people you care about, just as you would expect from them. Thank you.